William Penn Forest, the Gibraltar Hill track, and this is the parking area right here. You got a gate right over there, and a gate over there. Down there is Ridgeway Road, and that's the way we came up. We got all the Lumberjacks here today, and we're going to take ourselves a little hike around this hill. The height at the top is 937 feet, and we're going to take the clockwise way around from this parking lot. The last time we did this, you'll notice another video where we hiked this. We went from the front side towards 724, and it's quite a climb. And towards the end, we kind of like skirted around this stuff. We're going to actually start here today, and you'll see some familiar stuff from the last time, but definitely a different day, a lot of wind, and possibly a tree falling on us, so stick around.
We'll be back.
Going through this left gate, if you're standing in front of the placard in the parking lot, there's definitely more uphill, but you kind of get it out of the way until you get to the trail that will take you to, quote unquote, the summit of this hill. So take it easy. This would be your most climbing here besides that trail, and on the end we'll be going downhill, so it'll be quite enjoyable and pleasurable. Straight ahead, that fairly large tree. The trail goes towards the north side, but we're coming around this bend and following up, because this will lead you to where the satellite towers or dishes are. Pretty neat view on the south side there. The mountains or hills in the distance. We're pretty high up already. Some different wildlife, bird life at least so far. So we're headed up in, and all of a sudden we're seeing fence with barbed wire.
Already.
And of course, huge cell tower. But whatever. Your mind's better than mine, you're younger.
See any cameras? Some barbed wire. Bigger than I thought it would be.
Huh. Stormwater control feature. Do not drive here. Keep clear of debris, leaves, and grass cuttings. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, behind there was where we were. That's where the hill is, the top of it. We'll end up there later on today.
That's where we were.
And up here's all these dishes. What is this? Uh-oh. Alright, well, that'll be it for us, because I ain't going where it's posted. This will be the end for us. There's a no trespassing sign right here.
Oh, shoot.
It might mean the property left or right, but I don't want to take a chance because they got barbed wire all around. But
Close we can get.
yeah, the closest we can get.
I haven't seen the cameras.
Well, all right, well, we saw this.
Another view of it.
A couple more towers.
Huge.
One of them we probably saw before.
We saw both of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just an odd thing to go on a hike and see all this happening. Now the easy part, going back down.
Going back
We got the paper map. I got a map on my phone. We're wondering if this trail across from this tower, this trail here, where this goes, and it dead ends. Doesn't mean you couldn't bushwhack through the woods or whatever, but on the map it shows it dead ending, and dead ending. But I don't suppose it could hurt to walk it and just see where it dead ends. Let's walk this, just in case there's something neat to see. Yeah, let's do it. Like right here. Ah, look at that. Some kind of underground communications dealio. Very nice.
Ooh.
So I guess that's where some workings go together or whatever. And then we come upon this tower. So this is where this ends. Is up here at this tower. A lot of red marks on the trees. No signs that say don't go here. Now, obviously, they have cameras that watch this stuff, so I'm only going to go so far because I don't need any trouble. But that's where this trail takes us.
There it is.
To that communication tower. Very neat. So we'll go back. There's an X, a red X on that tree. Maybe they're going to take that one out. We were just discussing why all those trees were marked with red, and it seems a lot of them are at some point going to encroach on these power lines that run along the trail back there. And then some of them have like those double marks to turn right or turn left, and then you find a tree to the right or left that looks like it could fall on those power lines, or it was close enough to do that. So I really think that that's probably what's going on there. But you in the comment section, let me know what you think or what you know. And there's that tower we saw before. Up there are the satellites dishes, and then we're coming back to the parking lot basically, and we'll go on that blue trail. So we're rounding this bend here where we left off before to go up and see the satellite towers, the communications towers. There's that spot that we thought, maybe there might be a trail there. It doesn't look like it. But down here, where that tree is that we marked before, is a blue blaze. And so this will take us around the front side, or the north side of Gibraltar Hill. And just as we're talking, there's some more action in the air. It is a windy day, so I'm sure they're definitely enjoying it in order to coast on the wind. Here comes a helicopter to come and get us.
Right over us. Choppers.
Yeah, there it comes.
Oh shoot. We might be in trouble. They know we're here. They're looking for us.
Another bird in the sky.
There must be a secret base in this mountain.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because we saw one helicopter. I think if there was, and we were on it illegally, there would be hundreds. At least a dozen. Now this sign up here on the tree to my left indicates a safety zone, so there is no hunting in this particular area. We still went ahead and made sure we had some orange on, just because there are areas in here that hunting is allowed. These safety zones are here and there. It's not the whole entire hill. So you'll want to, if you're interested in coming here to do some hunting, you'll want to check out what the regulations are and what you are and are not allowed to do. Somewhere off to our left in this general vicinity is Route 176. kind of connects Reading to, I guess it's Elverson, and you can get on the actual turnpike out near Elverson, or Morgantown, actually Morgantown. You can get some definite views of that, if I remember, from on top of the hill, which is really, it's only right up there. I mean, we were just about at it, but what fun's that? And just hiking up that little bit and going to the top, and that's it. We're gonna head down this way, and I remember this being pretty steep going downhill. Then it'll level off, and we'll be going in front of the hill, and we'll still have some uphill kind of stuff, but not nearly quite like out of the parking lot on the north side. Boy, that was quite a climb, but I'm sure we'll get some huffing and puffing going for you here real soon. So head down the north side. Not really sure what this trail name is. If I looked at the map, I could tell you when I come back. I can tell you more, but it's pretty clear on the map. You got the on the north side, the switchbacks up until you get to this point, and this kind of circles around the hill. We'll have this downhill, and then it'll be flat for a little while, and we're definitely going to have some uphill at some point, but not, if I remember correctly, quite as uphill as once before. But still, you can see how far we're already up from down in there in the valley. Looks like there might have been some fires up in here too. And you remember, Neversink Mountain was on fire, I guess, back in the fall. So it has been really dry. They still got a burn ban in effect, so no campfires or anything like that. So coming down a pretty steep hill, I'm holding the camera pretty much straight up and down, so you can see that it's definitely a pretty good downhill if I hold it sideways.
Very steep.
It's not steepest ever, but yes, definitely steep. And off in the distance, there are different businesses and whatnot. And right just behind them, you can see the green signs.
You can see.
Maybe I'll
remember this.
zoom in.
You can see straight
From
through.
the 176 highway there. So yeah, Neversink Mountain's just across the way. So all the industry out there is definitely coming into full view.
Steel workers.
Well, I don't know about that, but I don't know about that either. I have no idea. It looks like a quarry, but
Looks like quarry.
hard to tell from here. And then off to our left, there's nosing coming down the hill, and it's all private property. I see purple paint and yellow signs and whatever, but there's a lot of stone work in here. Let me see if I can zoom in. Come on. Where am I? Yeah, there's some stone work there kind of in the center of your picture, and definitely running along down in through there, and still see some kind of center of your picture there. Not sure what it was or is, but definitely something, some remains of something. The one thing about this place is that there, other than those cell towers, it's just a nature walk basically. There are no substantial ruins. You'll see stuff like that, or maybe piles of stone. I don't remember finding anything that was super relic-y or whatever that word is. It looked like ruins or something like that. As you can imagine, it might have been difficult to settle on such a hill. But who knows? Just haven't seen anything. Just a little bit of a clearing here with a ladder, I assume, for hunting. Makes sense. And the last time we were here, I think there was some kind of something set up here, either a shelter or something like that. See, I thought when I looked at the map that we'd be up that way further and not down here, but here we are. So here's a trail going this way, and there's one going that way. If you stay on this one and just keep on walking, it'll definitely be a little bit of a flatter walk, but there's a lot of these trails that go up. There's another level up there somewhere, and I thought we would be on it. It must not be on the map, or I'm misreading the map or something. But on our last venture, there's a little trail that went through up pretty straight uphill, and we weren't going to go up it unless we knew for sure it got to that next trail. And Junior, he went up as our what do you call that, reconnaissance hiker, and found that it did go to it. So we might be doing that again. Sorry if it's a rehash of the other video, but he really wanted to come out here today. There's a lot of this going on. Several of them we passed so far. Everything passable, but a lot of trees down. Been a windy winter, spring here in Pennsylvania so far, and spring just sprung yesterday. But still, we have to get up there. I mean, it might not show it on the camera, but that's some uphill. So looking at the map, it doesn't show this trail nor a trail that's supposed to be up there. It doesn't mean it isn't, because I know it is. We went that way before, but we're going to continue on this way. Another reason we actually haven't been this way, so we may have missed something back in here when we took that billy goat way up the hill. But don't worry, we got to go uphill at some point, so if we can just make it a little less, just a little less, especially after practically breaking our legs over Kelly's run. We don't mind a little exertion, but boy, oh boy, today, hopefully just some good exercise, and yeah, we'll get panting really good, but not kill ourselves so much. And we got the little dog along too. I don't want to run through that, so we'll blame it on the dog. Yeah. So we just noticed as we're walking along that there is another trail. One of them switchback. That's a little later on. Switchback dealios, and it's going to come up right up here. Now that trail I know we haven't been on. Same as the one we're on right now. And if you park down a Killian Road, it's no joke coming up this hill. I think Hiker Dude Dad said that one time. I don't know if it was in his video or he commented on mine. It is no joke coming from that way. It is pretty uphill. No joke. And even the rest of the hike that we have is a goodly bit of uphill hiking. You don't get out of the uphill if you want to go uphill. But the reward is the view, the easier walking downhill, and yeah. Now there's another trail there. Not sure where that goes. I definitely don't want to go downhill anymore. We're gonna choose to go to the right and go uphill, because we sooner or later have to do it. And the skyline through the trees is getting closer. Oh, almost went down. It's getting closer and closer to the trail level. So it ain't gonna be too terribly long before we make that ascent along the ridge line of Gibraltar Hill. Or ascent, sorry. And then later on we'll descend. Lord willing. So now we made it up that Blue Trail. We're gonna head that way. And with the sirens going on, we're gonna march. Nah. I half wonder if there's an quarry around here. I mean, Birdsboro does have a quarry, so that very well could be it, that they're planning on blasting or something. Here. We were expecting a chance of rain, and for a little bit in the parking lot it was spritzing. That's a Pennsylvania word. Actually, probably Pennsylvania Dutch. Drizzling, you might call it. That's usually what I do with icing over top of cookies or cake. A little drizzling. And we still got, obviously, some uphill, but that was a pretty steep part to go up. I will say that I feel my ankle, but it's not causing me any issues. I just feel it. And it's actually the opposite one of usual. Usual is my right ankle. Usually it's my left. So it's evening out. Here's some of our uphill. Here's some sirens now. This is definitely an adventure. Rock pile right in the middle of the trail. Yeah.
I've never ridden a dirt bike.
Huh. Here you go. Finally. As high as we can go on this portion of the trail. To the left is a little trail. Not sure exactly where it goes. It doesn't really look too fun. There is a gun club around here on this side. That's where you're hearing the shots. That part, we're going up there. We came from there. That's where we're going to go back down around. Unless we find some path through the woods to get down there. And that'll take us back to the parking lot. Right now, we still got a little more uphill. There's some flat stuff up there. Taking a break. Okay. Taking a little break. Sent a few pictures to loved ones. And up we go. The good thing is this is probably the last uphill. I'll be able to coast back to the car and relax for the rest of the afternoon / evening. So continuing on, that first uphill back that way as we look to get to 937 feet of elevation above the sea. Check the map. This is called the Chestnut Spur. To the south, or south, or to my left, is that trail that goes around the southern side. Is the Ridgeway Trail, and up here on the right is Killian. So here's a spot in our other video that we saw, but there were people over here and we didn't want to bother them. It's like a little camp area. And so now we get to see what their view looks like. And I always thought the south side of this hill was the prettiest. And it indeed is. Very pretty. Down there's the gun range. Here's a nice big campfire. Got yourself a picnic table. Looks like they might have used that stone area there for campfires as well. And yeah, definitely some gunfire going on out here. Practicing their Second Amendment rights. And appears to be a fire over that way. Hopefully controlled. But who knows? Or maybe it's all the gunfire. I don't know. That seems like pretty heavy for gunfire. But definitely a neat spot off the Chestnut Spur. Right up there it is, behind these trees. So some more trees down. Again, nothing major to conquer, but certainly something to overcome for the Zookmeister. I think he's going to have to be... whoa! He's going to have to be carried over. Can you carry me too? That's right. Yeah, come on, Joe. I used to give you piggybacks all the time. Got to reciprocate. Starting to get decent views now. It's not going to be the greatest views because of all these trees, but it is pretty neat. Yeah. And I remember this last time. All these little saplings, they kind of got blown over.
I think more up we gotta go to see the pagoda.
Yeah. I stand corrected. 892 is the height. I don't remember. This sign looks really new. I don't think it was here last time we came here. And this is the view you're afforded. Again, a lot of trees, which is wonderful. In the summertime, you're not going to be able to see through this. But there's the expanse of the towns of Lorraine and, oh, what would it be? Gibraltar. Even further out would be Exeter. Then, of course, over to the left, I can see the pagoda off on that hill in the middle, but you probably can't. Yeah, it's just blocked from trees pretty much everywhere, but I can tell it right from through here. I can actually see it. If I tried to zoom in, you guys wouldn't see it.
It would be cool if they actually made like a path, clear all this and make an overlook.
That would be kind of neat, but you know, think about all the vegetation that's growing here, and you know, why would we do that? Just for humans?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's bad enough we have a path through here, you know, what was growing here.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for the path to be able to come up here. Well, actually not. All that energy I wasted. That scrapple eggs and potatoes went to waste now. So down in there are the satellite dishes that we saw earlier. And in the center is a piece of wood on a metal pole, which I'm completely certain it said no trespassing at one time. So I'm going to be brilliant, and we're going to end right here. We have gone further than this on the trail itself because we didn't see any signs, but this is kind of like off to the side here. So we are at the top. So this is kind of the end of the line here, because I know I'm not supposed to be going back there, so I'm just not going to. But definitely was a good hike. We still got more. We're gonna go down what is the Ridgeway Trail, and get back to the car and go back home and watch all of your videos. All right, headed back off the Chestnut Spur from the top of Gibraltar Hill, and we'll hang it right down here at the intersection and take the Ridgeway Trail. Really just wonderful nature, good to be out breathing as fresh air as you can get next to all the civilization, and just enjoying a good time with family. That's what it's all about. So that was the Chestnut Spur Trail right there. Back there was the Ridgeway, and we're gonna go this way. I'm sorry, back there was the Killian's Trail. But see, I think it gets a little confusing up here, because if we go back that way, we'll go back to the trail we came up on the north side, and then it looked like the trail went down on the south side too. But we're choosing to go this way, and this is a familiar way. We went this way last time, and here's that little plot of land out in the middle. That would be a great spot for a house, in my opinion, but I see a deer stand up there, I think, up in that tree, straight ahead. So probably a good area for hunting, that's for sure. Basically, this takes us back down to the parking lot, just below those towers and the satellite dishes. So we really appreciate you coming along. Kind of a, just a walk in the woods today. Nothing spectacular, no ruins or anything like that. Just taking a walk out in nature and enjoying a day together. We'll see you next time on Lumberjack in the Woods.